The Iraqi Parliament convened for a significant session, one that many had been anticipating for weeks. The atmosphere was charged with a sense of purpose and urgency. Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani was in attendance, a key figure whose presence was crucial for the day's proceedings. His presence underscored the importance of the day's agenda, which included discussions on national security, economic reforms, and social policies. This session was strategically designed to address pressing issues while fostering a spirit of cooperation among the members. It aimed to foster political stability in a country that has faced numerous challenges over the years, from internal conflicts to external pressures. The focus was on essential legislation, carefully avoiding contentious laws that could derail the progress. Legislators reviewed documents meticulously, ensuring every detail was considered. This session marked a pivotal moment for al-Sudani's government, providing an opportunity to demonstrate effective leadership and governance. It was an opportunity to demonstrate leadership, to show that his administration could navigate the complexities of Iraqi politics with skill and diplomacy. The focus was on unity and progress, with members from different factions coming together to discuss and debate constructively. The exclusion of divisive issues was a calculated move designed to keep the session productive and forward-looking. The government aimed to navigate the complexities of Iraqi politics, balancing various interests and priorities to achieve a common goal. The goal was to achieve tangible legislative outcomes that would benefit the nation, marking a step forward in Iraq's journey towards stability and prosperity. The session's agenda included crucial laws. These laws were carefully selected. They aimed to address key areas of governance. The National Intelligence Service Law was a top priority. This law aimed to strengthen national security. It sought to regulate the intelligence apparatus. Amendments to the passports law were also on the agenda. These amendments were designed to enhance administrative efficiency. They aimed to improve the process of issuing passports. The inclusion of these laws signaled the government's commitment to practical reforms. It showed a dedication to improving daily life for Iraqi citizens. The General Budget Law was another crucial item on the agenda. Amendments to this law were necessary to manage the country's finances effectively. These amendments aimed to ensure the efficient allocation of resources. The Aviation Law was also slated for discussion and potential amendments. This law was crucial for regulating the aviation sector. These amendments aimed to improve safety and efficiency in Iraqi airspace. The inclusion of these laws demonstrated the government's commitment to addressing practical concerns. It signaled a focus on improving infrastructure and essential public services. Section 4. Sidestepping controversy for stability. Noticeably absent from the session's agenda were controversial laws. The General Amnesty Law was a key omission. This law had been a source of significant debate and division. Its exclusion was a strategic maneuver. The Personal Status Law was another contentious issue left unaddressed. This law dealt with sensitive issues like marriage, divorce, and inheritance. Its postponement reflected the government's desire to avoid exacerbating societal divides. Property disputes in Kirkuk, a long-standing and volatile issue, were also left off the agenda. Section 5. Potential benefits and uncertain risks. The exclusion of controversial laws was a calculated risk. It aimed to minimize conflict and foster a more cooperative atmosphere. The hope was that this approach would lead to greater political stability. It was a gamble on the part of al-Sudani's government. The potential benefits were clear. A less divided parliament could potentially achieve more. It could pass essential legislation more efficiently. However, there were risks associated with this approach. Some groups might perceive the exclusion of certain issues as a sign of weakness. Section 6. Expert Analysis, a Calculated Approach. In the heart of Baghdad, the Iraqi Parliament convened for a crucial session. This gathering was not just another routine meeting. It was a calculated move, meticulously planned and executed. Political analysts viewed the session as a strategic move. They noted that the timing and the agenda were carefully chosen to maximize impact and minimize controversy. The analysts emphasized that this session was a litmus test for the current administration's ability to govern effectively. The exclusion of controversial laws was seen as a way to build legislative experience. By focusing on less contentious issues, lawmakers could hone their skills and build a track record of success. This approach was designed to foster a sense of accomplishment and unity among the members of Parliament. It allowed the government to focus on less contentious issues. This strategy was not just about avoiding conflict, it was about creating a stable foundation for future legislative efforts. By addressing simpler issues first, the government aimed to build momentum and confidence. This approach could potentially pave the way for tackling more challenging reforms in the future. By demonstrating their ability to pass legislation and work together, lawmakers hoped to build trust and credibility with the public and other political stakeholders. By demonstrating an ability to pass legislation and function effectively, the government could build trust. Successful votes and collaborative efforts were seen as indicators of a functioning democracy. These achievements were celebrated as milestones in the journey towards a more stable and effective government. This could, in turn, create a more conducive environment for addressing divisive issues down the line. A government that can show it is capable of handling everyday governance is more likely to gain the confidence needed to tackle more polarizing topics. The session was seen as a test of al-Sudani's political acumen. His ability to navigate the complexities of parliamentary politics and achieve consensus was under scrutiny. Success in this session could bolster his standing and influence, both within the parliament and among the Iraqi populace. Section 7. Public Opinion, a Spectrum of Views. Public opinion on the session's agenda was divided. The streets and cafes of Iraq buzzed with heated discussions and passionate debates. Citizens from all walks of life voiced their thoughts, reflecting a nation deeply engaged in its political future. Some segments of society applauded the government's focus on stability. They believed that a stable environment was crucial for the country's progress and development. These supporters often attended rallies and public events, showing their approval and hope for a better future. They saw the prioritization of essential legislation as a positive step. In their view, passing key laws would lay the groundwork for long-term prosperity and security. This group included many lawmakers and political analysts who emphasized the importance of a structured approach to governance. These individuals believed that addressing practical concerns was more important than tackling divisive issues. Farmers, street vendors, and everyday families felt that immediate, tangible improvements in their daily lives were paramount. They wanted the government to focus on economic growth, job creation, and infrastructure development. Others expressed concern over the delay in addressing critical issues. They felt that postponing discussions on important topics was a disservice to the nation. These concerned citizens often gathered at town hall meetings and protests, demanding more transparency and action from their leaders. They argued that postponing debate on controversial laws only served to exacerbate tensions. This group believed that avoiding difficult conversations would lead to greater societal divisions and unrest. They called for immediate attention to pressing issues such as corruption, human rights, and electoral reforms. These individuals felt that the government was avoiding its responsibility to address pressing societal concerns. They voiced their frustrations to journalists and at community meetings, highlighting the urgency of their demands. They believed that true progress could only be achieved through open dialogue and decisive action. The divided public opinion reflected the complexities of Iraqi society. The nation's diverse population, with its myriad of perspectives and experiences, made consensus challenging. Yet this spectrum of views also showcased the vibrant and dynamic nature of Iraqi democracy, where every voice, no matter how different, had a place in shaping the country's future. Stay savvy, subscribe.